Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss about the next topic of biomedical instrumentation. It is echocardiography. Echocardiography is the method of utilizing high frequency sound waves, especially ultrasonics, to examine the work function of a heart. It's a most powerful and safest technique which is widely useful for the analysis of cardiovascular investigations. It is a type of ultrasound test that uses high pitched sound waves to produce an image of the heart. The echoes of the high frequency sound waves are converted into pictures of the heart that can be seen through a video monitor. So, in specific, we can say echocardiogram is a diagnostic test which uses ultrasound waves to make images of the heart chambers, valves, and surrounding structures. It can measure cardiac output and is a sensitive test to find fluid around the heart. We say it is pericardial effusion. There are five components are required for echocardiogram. The first one is the pulse generator, which induces high amplitude voltages to energize the crystals to produce sound waves. The second one is a transducer. Basically, it's a piezoelectric crystal which converts the high amplitude voltages into mechanical waves, otherwise sound waves in the range of ultrasonics. The third component is a receiver, which is used to detect the sound waves and amplify the weak signals. The fourth component is a display system which displays the signals in a variety of modes. The fifth component is a memory, which is useful to store the display for further investigations. So there are number of standard positions on the chest wall for the transducers where there are to be named as echo windows. A number of sections of the heart are examined by echo from these transducer positions because of the two major reasons. The first one is there is a limitation determined by the anatomy of the heart and its surrounding structures. The second one is to produce standardized images that can be compared between different studies. So, with respect to the availabilities or with respect to the efficient displays, we have five echo windows are available. It is namely supradermal, right paracetamol, and left paracetamol. The fourth one is apical, and fifth one is subcostal. So these are to be named as echo windows where we have to keep the transducers to analyze the heart function of the heart. And regarding types of echocardiography, we have four major clarifications. The first one is transthoracic echocardiogram, we said as TTE. The second one is transesophageal echocardiogram. And third one is stress echocardiogram. And fourth one is the modalities of echo. Now we are going to discuss about the first case. It is transthoracic echocardiogram. It's a most common type of echocardiogram. It's a handheld device. It's called transducer is placed on the chest and transmit the high frequency sound waves. So and then with respect to the echo we are getting from the heart, image is drawn by the display. So it is used as a non-invasive assessment of the overall health of the heart, including a patient's heart valves and degree of heart muscle contraction. It uses a low frequency sound waves and then the resolution also low. At the same time, it allow with a maximum or deeper penetration of waves through tissues and have adequate for most situation. Normally, for transthoracic echocardiogram, a frequency of 2.5 to 3.5 megahertz are used for adults, whereas for children or kids, a transducer frequency of 5 megahertz is suitable because of the heart is more superficial in children. So this is the most efficient and the convenient method of analyzing the work function of the heart. which is commonly practiced by the doctors now. The second option is transesophageal echocardiogram. Its method is near equal with a transthoracic echocardiogram. The difference is a transducer is inserted down to the throat into esophagus. It's nothing but a swallowing tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. So a specialized probe containing an ultrasound transducer at its tip is passed into the patient throat as given in the diagram. The miniature transducer is mounted on the probe or gastroscope similar to one employed for the upper gastrointestinal endoscopy. So by maneuvering the transducer and the angle of the beam from the controls on the handle, different views of the heart are obtained. Basically, TEE uses a frequency range of 7 MHz. So waves do not travel far, but allowing us for imaging of finer details of the heart. The third type of echocardiogram is stress echocardiogram. So in this case, I think most of you know this type of practice. A stress echocardiography or stress echo is a procedure that determines how well the heart and blood vessels are working. So during a stress echocardiography, a patient is allowed to do exercise on treadmill or stationary cycle while the doctor monitors blood pressure and heart rhythm. The echocardiography is performed both before and after the exercise so that the structural difference can be compared. The two echocardiogram images are then compared to assess for any abnormalities in the heart wall motion of the heart, and then it is useful to detect obstructive coronary artery diseases. If we are going with the subclass of stress echocardiogram, we have dopamine stress echocardiogram. So this type of echocardiogram is taken if a patient is not at all possible to move or to do any exercises for stress echocardiogram. So in this case, instead of doing exercise, a chemical is applied to the system, applied to the patient. Because of that infusion of the chemical, the work energy start working. So this test is used to evaluate heart and valve function when unable to exercise on a treadmill or stationary bike. It is also used to determine how well heart tolerates activity and likelihood of having a coronary artery diseases. Most dopamine stress protocols start with the infusion rate of 5 microgram per kg per meter and increase to the maximum extent of 40 to 50 microgram. Further, to increase the heart rate, a bonus injection of 0.25 to 1 milligram atropine is also added. So this type of echogram shows the efficient work capability of a heart even a person is couldn't move from his position. The fourth and the most important type of echocardiogram is the modalities of echo, which is further classified into two classes. One is to be named as conventional echo and the other one is Doppler echo. Regarding conventional echo, we have further two subcategories. One is two-dimensional echo and motion to mode echo. Whereas Doppler echo is mentioned to be further classified as continuous wave, pulsed wave and color wave Doppler effects. So all modalities follow the same principle of ultrasound, so differ in how reflected sound waves are collected and analyzed. So the first one is conventional echo. We said is two-dimensional echo system. This technique is used to see the actual structures and motion of the heart and structure its work. So ultrasound is transmitted along the several scan lines over a wide range and many times per second. So the combination of reflected ultrasound signals builds up an image on the display screen. So a 2D echo view appears a cone shaped on the monitor. You just notice the real structure of a 2D echo what we are seeing while we are using of a conventional echo system. If you go with the second option, it is M mode echocardiography. Basically, an M mode echocardiogram is not showing of any picture of the heart, but it's showing the position of heart and its structure change during the course of cardiac cycle. So M mode recordings, motion mode recordings permit measurement of cardiac dimensions and motion patterns. Also facilitate analysis of time relationship with other physiological variables such as ECG and heart sounds. The vertical axis gives the distance of each point from the transducer, while horizontal axis gives the time period. So M mode, motion mode gives high resolution in time axis so that it is easy to time various events in the cardiac cycle, especially if a synchronized ECG tracing is displayed along with it. So motion mode echocardiography simply represents the size and the movement of heart, which is to be compared with the normal people. If we are saying about the conventional echographies, we have responded with the types of modes. It is A mode, it will be a very basic mode of operation, whereas B mode represent repetitive scan lines are used, whereas motion mode, M mode, movement of heart can be obtained with respect to time. And the fourth option is 2D echocardiogram, where it requires multiple beam mode scan lines that are aligned in appropriate anatomic locations to form a wedge-shaped sector image that provides additional spatial information in either supra-inferior or mediolateral directions. So these are regarding conventional ecosystem. If you are going with the second option of modalities of echo, it is Doppler echocardiography. So it's a method of detecting the direction and velocity of moving blood within the heart. And regarding types of Doppler echocardiography, we have three options. One is pulsed wave, the next one is continuous wave, and third one is color flow. So regarding pulsed wave, it is useful for low velocity flow, whereas continuous wave useful for high velocity flow. And the third option is which represents different colors are used to disseminate the direction of the blood flow. Basically, we have a common equation for color flow Doppler echocardiography. We say about blue away, red towards. We say it is BART, B-A-R-T. So it represents red is flow towards and blue is flow away from the transducer with the turbulent flow as shown in the mosaic pattern. So blue away represents blood is flowing out of the heart is to represent as blue, whereas red represents blue is getting in, blood is getting into the heart. So which shows a colorful diagram of the flow of blood, and then we can measure the velocity also. Regarding the importance of echocardiography, so echocardiography provides a substantial amount of structural and functional information about the heart. Still frames provide anatomical details, whereas dynamic images represents physiological function of the heart. So the quality of an echo is highly dependable with respect to the operator and its experience on how it is worked with. So therefore the value of information derived depends heavily upon who is performed on it. I think you understand this topic well. We will meet you soon with the next topic. Thank you.